I suppose my real interest was to account for, or try to account for, how it came about that something which was absolutely vibrant when I was a kid and was hugely popular in terms of press coverage and general public excitement over records being broken, and all the rest of it, which seemed almost continuous, how that came to be almost non-existent, dwindled and vanished. And when I think of the aircraft we were making when I was a child, I mean the V-bombers especially, something like the Vulcan, and all of which were designed really at, to use the old cliche, the cutting edge of known technology. You know, a lot of it was something of a try-on, which is exactly why we had 3 V-bombers that went into service, all totally different, each totally different, but all to do the same job. I mean, in a sense, it didn't make any commercial sense, certainly, but commerce is the last thing that they think about in the Ministry of Defence, or at least they did in those days. The most difficult part for me about Under the Radar was writing convincingly, as I hope, about what it was like to be in the RAF in the middle-60s. Because of course I never was in the RAF. So all that information came from partly what I'd absorbed as a child and adolescent and a young man at the time, which is a surprising amount because of course the services aren't divorced from the rest of society. And a lot of their attitudes were those I can quite easily remember from the time. The strain on, particularly on commanding officers, drove quite a lot of them to suicide. It was never, of course, referred to at the time like that. But that's what it was. I mean, the sheer strain of it, the sheer paperwork, the constant practices, QRAs as they were called, quick response alerts, the constant flying around the world doing bombing competitions and things, in America, in North Africa. You know, I think if you were had a family, they would never know where you were. And of course, underneath it all this constant security business that you couldn't talk about any of it. You couldn't discuss it.